How well do our data speak to a broader population of interest? This is perhaps the greatest question in social research. It starts with good sampling. If our sample is bad, the population we think we're talking about may not actually be our population of interest. But at the end of the day, we don't want to just talk about our sample. We want to use that sample as a stand-in for some broader population. And there are several ways we can think about this. Reliability tells us how consistently a measurement approach will give the same results. Let's say we wanted to measure religiosity, how religious a person is. We could ask them directly, like we did for happiness, maybe give them a scale from 1 to 5, not very religious all the way to very religious. It works, but it's very subjective. Your 5 might not be my 5. We could instead ask them how often they attend religious services. There's a much clearer difference between once a month and once a week. Often, we can increase reliability by aiming to be more precise in our questions. Now, that's not always the case, and your book gives further examples. Validity tells us how accurate a measurement approach is in representing reality. We can think of validity in a few ways. At its most basic, we should consider face validity. Does the way we want to measure something make logical sense against the concept or phenomenon we're interested in studying? Again, your book talks about other aspects of validity that are a bit beyond what we're getting into right now, but are useful should you pursue further efforts in research design. Pretend you're playing a game of darts. We can use this to think about the relationship between reliability and validity. If we're at least consistently hitting the target, then we're valid. But if those shots are all over the board, well, our throws aren't very reliable. Or let's say that we are routinely hitting the same narrow zone, but never the bullseye itself. We're pretty reliable then, but our aim isn't all that valid. What we want to do is consistently hit in or very near the bullseye. Then we are both reliable and valid. And it's the same when we are trying to measure social phenomena.